It's Radio 104.1. It's Fish. I am standing in studio right now with Brendan Lynch, a fifth grade teacher in Avon at the Thompson Brooks School, and some of his students, Christopher, Cody, Caitlin, and Caitlin. Not only are these kids, well, they're sixth graders now, but not only are they regular elementary school students, they're world-famous authors. Yeah, Brendan and his fifth grade class last year wrote a book together called 1,665 Things You Should Never Do. And it's awesome, Brendan, to have you and your students in studio today. How did you guys come up with the idea to write your own book?
Well, we actually received a grant from the Avon Education Foundation, and they gave us $1,000 to get this going. And it was actually my students who wrote the entire thing. So I was kind of their guide along the way. But when they decided that they wanted to take on this project, what happened was they went through this big, long process of figuring out what are we going to write, what would we enjoy writing, and how are we going to get it done in the time period. And we had 23 kids get involved in it, and we took it all the way through in about 4 to 5 months. And at the end, we ended up with a book that's published everywhere all over the world.
Brendan, besides showing these kids of yours how awesome it is to read and write, isn't it cool that they're published authors now? Your pupils are authors. Gosh, what did we do before we were 12? Not this.
Yeah, and I think what the kids really liked about it is they said, here are things we've heard our entire lives. Do not do, don't do this. They're constantly told not to do things. So it was an easy way for them to come up with a list. I mean, 1,665 things. If they were supposed to be all positive comments, I'm not sure it would be as easy to come up with that list.
Now, do you mind if I ask some of the students some questions?
Absolutely.
All right, let's bring up Caitlin first. Hi, Caitlin. Come on up to the microphone. Don't be shy. Caitlin, how'd you come up with the number? Why 1,665 things? You couldn't just come up with 10 or 20. Why 1,665?
Well, we have 111 topics with 15 don'ts in each.
Right. Let's give some examples. Like at a ski resort, don't jump off the chairlift.
Yeah.
It seems obvious, but people do it, right? Don't stand on the chair. Don't push someone off the chairlift. Yell at toddlers to ski faster. That's a good one. Did you come up with that one? It's a very good one right there. Caitlin, give me one more funny line from the book of something that you should never, ever do.
Yeah, one of my favorites is in front of a young child. It's like, yell at your phone, eat the toys, let them explore a deep lake on their own, let them set off fireworks, and all of these little things. Like, tell them that there's a monster under their bed because...
You're mean! Caitlin, you're mean! You have a little brother or sister?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would come in handy if you did. So how did you come up with these topics? Was it just a matter of writing them on the blackboard? And not even it's called a blackboard anymore. It's a whiteboard, right? Yeah, thank you for making me feel even older, Caitlin. Did you guys collaboratively come up with this stuff?
It wasn't like everyone made their own category and wrote in it. We all kind of just contributed to it together, and we would just all think of topics, and then we had small groups, and each group would say, okay, let's do this one, and we all kind of just worked together. It was a lot of teamwork.
And it sounds like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, girls, thanks for talking about your book. We're going to talk to a few of your classmates, a couple of the boys that worked on this book next on Radio 104.1. It's Radio 104.1. The book is called 1,665 Things You Should Never Do. It was written by Brendan Lynch's fifth grade class at the Thompson Brooks School in Avon. We've got Mr. Lynch and some of his students in studio right now. This book is a real deal book. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at all the bookstores. We just talked to a couple of the ladies from Mr. Lynch's class. Let's talk to some of the fellas about what it's like to be a famous author, not even be 12 years old yet. Cody, this book is going to help you get lots of dates. I promise. Tell me your 3 favorite things from the book that people just shouldn't do.
I think there's one of them in a military base. Push the red button. Everybody knows it's a missile. A missile. Just why? But
right?
Still, you need it.
Can I give you some advice that even as you get older, there's still a lot of things that you're not supposed to do?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It gets worse when you become a parent. You guys think as kids you have it so tough you can't do anything. But when you get to become a parent, if you do some of those things you're not supposed to do, you have to go to jail and stuff. You don't want any part of that. Not that I know from experience.
That's a good thing.
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard. You've never been to jail, have you, Cody?
I won't answer that.
That's a smart kid right there, learning to plead the fifth already. I have another question for Caitlin. We have 2 Caitlins here. Come up here. I love your necklace and your whole outfit. You're very pretty, Caitlin.
Thank you.
I have 2 sons. Do you know that?
No.
Are your parents doctors and lawyers? Because if they are, I've got 2 boys that are handsome folk. Look at she blushes and everything. That's great. So, Caitlin, I want to ask you about these different topics in the book, right? Tell me one thing that you're not supposed to do in your house?
I'm not supposed to climb on the furniture.
Do you do it?
Yes.
You're not listening to your own advice, Caitlin. Tell me one of the things in the book that you wrote personally, like one of your favorite things that you put together.
There's a lot of things, but I think one of the things I did was like, don't eat yellow snow.
Oh! I expected that out of one of the boys, not you, Caitlin. You never eaten yellow snow, have you?
No.
Smart girl. You're following your own advice. That's a good thing. Can I talk to Chris now? Chris, get up here. Chris, are you a Patriots fan? You gonna plead the fifth like the other kid too? Probably a smart answer. So, Chris, I want to ask you a couple questions because you and I had a very candid conversation off the air.
Okay.
First of all, will you guys sign my book for me with all your autographs in it?
Sure.
Because I'd love to have one that I can keep, right? And I want to ask you, Chris, of these 1,665 things that you should never do. Be honest with me. I think you and I have a relationship where we can be honest. You've done all these, right?
No, I did not.
You're lying to me, Chris. I can see. You're getting red.
I'm not.
Is your mom, who's here? Your mom or your dad?
My dad.
Dad, has he done 1,665 things he's not supposed to?
Oh, half of them.
Your dad says you've done half. Give me one of your favorite things you wrote about, Chris.
Well, one of them I really like is in a bank, and it is asked for $1,000 in pennies.
You're that guy, Chris, aren't you? You're going to be that guy when you get older, huh? It's okay. I was that kid, too. Don't worry about it.
There's another one that's in the woods. It says, poke a bear, eat weird mushrooms you find on the ground.
Wait a minute, Chris. You're in 5th grade. You're not supposed to know about these mushrooms yet. Look at everyone's parents just looked at me all. You don't know anything about mushrooms, Chris.
No, I just...
Okay, smart. Chris, give me one more thing about the book that you love.
On a military base, steal a tank.
Steal a tank? You can't even drive yet.
Have a fist fight with a poster of Uncle Sam. Sneeze on the general. Yell gibberish at another soldier. And this one I kind of like the most in here. Demand tacos.
You kids are very bright for 5th graders, right? And this book is being sold internationally now. You guys all come up to the microphone together. Is it awkward to walk around school and have other kids say, those are the kids that wrote the book? Like, do people look at you and notice, or do they just like, those are just our classmates?
I walk around telling people I wrote a book.
You're a smart girl. I would too if I wrote a book.
She gives the books to like our teachers. So it's like, here,
Yeah.
have a copy of.
If I were you, I'd autograph them and hand them out for Christmas presents. Why not? Right?
I went to my teacher this year and I went, if you want to read a book this year, well, you can just go and purchase, or I can give you Just Don't Do It, 1,665 things you should never do.
I think you kids are way smart for being in 5th grade, and I feel much smarter having you in the same room. And if it weren't cool enough that a bunch of elementary school kids wrote a book, they have a really cool charity initiative where they want to get this book in the hands of kids that need it the most. We're going to talk about that next on Radio 104.1. It's Radio 104.1. The book is called 1,665 Things You Should Just Never Do. It was written by the Lynchters, the students of Mr. Brendan Lynch, a 5th grade teacher at the Thompson Brooks School in Avon. Brendan, it's got to thrill you to know that you've made a difference in these kids' lives and instilled the passion for reading and writing into them, and that they know nothing about magic mushrooms in 5th grade.
Absolutely. And something else, too, not only is this book being sold everywhere and, we're trying to use the profits, all the profits are going to future classes for any of their writing projects. But I have one student, Ariella Reynolds, who came up with something really cool. And she has started a GoFundMe account to purchase 1,665 of these books to be donated to children's hospitals all over the New England area, starting with like Yale and CCMC and possibly Boston Children's, to get these in the hands of kids who would really need something to laugh about. So the project is called the LOL Project, and if you went on GoFundMe.com, you could donate anything, and for every $9, there's a book that's going to get in the hands of one of these kids who could really use a good laugh.
The book is 1,665 Things You Should Never Do. As a kid who pretty much did all of these things, this stuff is right on. So thank you, and hey, good luck in school this year, guys.
Thank you for having me.
You guys want to say hi to anyone listening this morning? You guys want to give a couple shout-outs? I know you all do. You're all glowing when I said that. Go ahead.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Aren't you proud of me?
Yes, they are. I can answer for them.
We're authors now, so be proud of us, parents and grandparents and cousins and family.
And give them extra money on Christmas and birthdays, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Mom and Dad, and hi, family.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Buy a book, just don't do it.